Welcome to the Money Talks podcast with me, Andrea Heng. A house fire. It really can turn your life upside down in just an instant. The emotional toll is crushing, but the financial devastation can be just as crippling. So how do you recover from after all of that when you've lost everything in a house fire? To answer that question, we have with us Imran Sinwan, a senior branch director at Finexis Advisory. And fun fact, from 2018 to 2022, Imran was actually a volunteer fire officer with the Singapore Civil Defence Force. So he knows a thing or two about house fires, okay? Imran, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me here.
It's an absolute pleasure. I'm really glad to have you here because, I can't imagine what it must feel like as the house owner looking at their flat engulfed in flames and thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen with all of my stuff? You have a unique experience in finance, but also a bit of experience in firefighting as well, right? So from your perspective, what is the very first financial step that someone needs to take in the immediate aftermath of a house fire?
Okay, so if let's say we were to go back a bit, I think the moment the fire happens, rarely ever people wonder about the money and finances, right?
Okay.
They focus more on their life first.
That's right.
So I'm assuming you're referring to after the whole fire goes down and then what happens afterwards. So I'm guessing usually two things. If let's say they have insurances, I'm pretty sure it will help them a lot in the area of finances. Of course, on the other hand, if they do not have insurance, then there's a whole question mark. You start to wonder, what do I have to pay? How do I have to pay this? How can I afford to pay this?
Yeah.
So if they have insurance, generally the whole process is much more seamless.
Okay.
But if, on the other hand, if they do not have any insurances, then it's a whole other, oh no, what happens next?
Right. And I'm glad you brought that up because not a lot of people know this, but there are actually two types of insurance that you are advised to get when you buy a house, right? So obviously the first one is the fire insurance, and if you own an HDB flat, if you buy an HDB flat, HDB tells you got to go buy this fire insurance. There's this other insurance that covers the contents of your house because the HDB fire insurance doesn't cover the contents of your house. So tell me about these two types of insurance.
Okay, so for the benefit of all the listeners, I'm guessing right now you'll be wondering, if I have an insurance and if my house got engulfed in flames,
right?
If I have insurance, everything is covered.
Correct.
So that is half true because what covers you, what your insurance covers you, is only the structure of the house.
This is the HDB fire insurance.
Yes, HDB fire insurance. I mean, if let's say you're talking about private insurance, most fire insurances only cover the structure of the building.
I see.
So I'm not only talking about HDB. So regardless whether you're staying in a HDB, a condo, or private, generally most fire insurances only cover the structure of the building.
When they say structure, what does it exactly mean?
I would assume once you were to go to a BTO, for example, once you enter a full furnished flat, everything is in cement, everything is bare. It's just mainly reinstatement.
Right. Okay. And the other type of insurance?
So the other type of insurances is more on the contents of the house.
Right.
So I think, simply put it, if you have a fire insurance, it covers the structure that makes it a house. But what makes it a home is what is inside the house.
That's right.
So in this case, the other kind of insurance covers the contents of the house.
Right.
So everything that is inside the house, it covers.
Okay. Yeah. And so obviously the HDB fire insurance is something that's mandatory, right?
Yes.
But the one that covers the contents of the house isn't mandatory. How do you shop around for that kind of home insurance?
Right. Well, very good question. I mean, if you can go onto your financial advisors, I'm pretty sure they have some form of general insurances license. Okay. So as long as they have a GI insurance or general insurance license, you can reach out to them. Yeah. So in this case, however, for some of the people that I reached out to, usually after they purchase a home, usually the bank will get someone to call them.
I see.
Yeah, so the process will be after the person buys a home, then assuming if let's say I were to get a loan from this particular bank, the bank will get some third-party person to call them up.
Right.
Yeah, so it'd be scarier if let's say someone doesn't call them up. So usually there's a whole process where you would be called to get this other contents insurance.
Okay.
However, that is more on the private side because the banks will be the one reaching out.
Yes.
But if let's say HDB side, then the whole question will be what's next.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So are there very different kinds of home content insurance plans out there that you know of, or are they mostly standard?
Mostly standard.
Okay.
Yeah,
and how much can I expect to pay for?
Generally quite cheap, depends. So there's like silver, gold, and platinum.
There are different tiers.
Yeah, so the higher the tier, the more expensive it becomes.
Understood.
Yeah.
Okay. So for homeowners who are fully insured, what does the claims process look like typically?
Right. So generally after firefighting, usually the SCDF will come out with a fire incident report.
I see.
So
So
in
and
this
that
case-
report is very important.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
So of course, after the report, once SCDF deemed it safe to enter the building and enter your home, you will get the report a few days later or a few weeks later, depending on how long.
Sure.
But generally, the faster you process the claim, the faster the insurance side will come in and assess the whole area.
Okay.
So of course, if you want to take photos of the place to send to the insurer first, by all means.
Okay, so you can still enter the house.
Yeah, I mean, only after SCDF deemed as safe.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that report plus your own documentary evidence, what do you do next?
Just reach out to the insurer and then send all the necessary claim forms, the incident report, all the photos that you have taken,
Right.
and then just wait for the insurer to come back to you. So because the insurer will come down and assess the whole place. So if you are underinsured, if you don't have enough insurance to cover, they only cover as much as whatever you paid for.
I see.
Yeah, but if let's say you overinsure yourself, you might think, I have covered so much. Then I am worry-free. I don't have to worry so much about the...
But that's not true.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because they only pay you back as per just to reinstate the place before that. So you cannot profit from insurance, but you can just get yourself insured enough to go back to the original condition.
Right. And the original condition being before the fire started or when you move
correct.
in?
Before the fire
fire
started.
started.
So it depends if you have the contents insurance plan.
Right.
Yeah, so if you have that extra plan, then yes, you can reinstate back to almost the same condition-ish.
I see. I see. Okay, so it really depends on the kind of plan that you sign up
Yes,
for.
correct.
Okay, so what is a common mistake or a common pitfall that we should avoid to ensure that our insurance claim, especially for contents, is smooth and seamless?
Okay. So personally, I don't have a house yet, but I grew up with my parents where each time they buy an item, they would naturally keep the receipts of the warranty in a particular file,
That's
right?
right. Yes.
Yeah. So if you have that, that will help you a lot in your claims.
Okay.
But that will also assume if everything is in fire, then I will guess the particular paper is also gone, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's
so
the
if
thing.
you were to shop some areas, they might keep receipts of warranties of what items you have.
You know what's a good piece of advice that
Yes.
someone once told me?
What
Take
would-
a photo of the receipts.
Ah, yes,
So it
correct.
lives forever in your
Yes.
phone.
I mean, some receipts will just disappear over time, right?
I know, and there's
Yeah.
thermal paper as
Yeah.
well. The ink runs out.
Correct.
So always good to document everything,
Yeah.
basically.
However, the problem is, even if you have receipts or purchases that you have this particular item at home, the insurer will then ask, how certain are you this product is at your house?
Oh.
What if you buy this fridge for somebody else?
So how do I prove it?
So I would guess if you have photos of the house, that would be good.
Yeah, so
so-
be vain. Take as many photos of your house as possible.
From this selfie, my fridge is behind me.
And that counts.
Yeah, I mean, as long as there's proof that, this particular item is at home, by all means.
So that's a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
Document everything
Yeah.
in any which way possible.
correct.
Okay, good. What happens if you are underinsured or you don't have any home insurance at all?
So in this case, underinsured, still not bad because you have some form of insurance,
You can
right?
recover some.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. But if those whomever who is listening who do not have any insurance yet, then there's a whole big problem in the event if, let's say, in the unfortunate event that your house gets on fire. Because most times if you're underinsured, similar to any life insurance plan, you bear the cost of your own self.
So I have
Right.
to rebuy
Yes.
all of my furniture.
Correct.
My forks, my spoons, my
Yes,
chopsticks.
everything.
My towels.
Everything. However, I mean, yes, buying is one thing, but the clearing of what you have bought previously, that's another thing.
Oh, what do you mean by that?
Because in this case, once everything is engulfed in flames, I mean, you have the debris and all, right? So you have to
Correct.
remove the debris first. So that is probably the first cost that you have to pay to remove the whole debris.
Right. See, people always forget
Yes.
about the removal fees,
Yes,
the
correct.
disposal fees,
Yes.
so to speak. So insurance can actually be used to pay for
Yeah.
the disposal fees
Yeah.
as well?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
So
know
inside
that.
inside the insurance content, there is one form that will say removal of debris, how many percentage.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I expected the SCDF to do that.
No,
Oh my. Okay, we learned
I mean,
something new.
SCDF fight the fire, right? They don't clean.
That's true. I'm so ashamed and embarrassed that I even came up with that thought. But lesson learned. This is what we learn on Money
Nice.
Talks. Thanks for that.
Most welcome.
Okay. What about financial assistance? What kind of immediate
Right.
financial assistance or resources are available to victims of fire or house fires in Singapore?
Right. I think I would guess you may have seen before some of those victims of fire, they would tend to ask for donations, right?
That's
And they
right.
will leave their PayNow QR code and then they might set up some giving.sg fund.
So it's
to
like
at
a
least-
crowdfunding
yeah,
exercise.
it's a crowdfunding exercise, yes.
Okay, so obviously, if we ever get the unfortunate experience of having a house fire, all of our stuff burns down, we get over that initial shock. We are able to think quite clearly, okay, what's next, right? So perhaps tell us, what are some of the hidden costs that some of us may not even consider when we are rebuilding
Right.
our lives in this new but new home?
One hidden ones, or one thing that someone would not know is where would I stay during this period of time?
Yes. I was just thinking about that because you're not going to be sleeping in that burnt house for a while, right?
Yeah. So in the area of insurances, so some of the policy schedule would say if your house is 50% inhabitable, then they only pay half. But if your house is 100% not inhabitable, then they will pay you whatever the policy pays you, so that they will reimburse wherever you stay.
Right.
Be it a hotel stay, be it wherever that you're renting for the past how many months. Yeah, so that's one. So that's the first hidden cost. I would guess the second hidden cost would be if, let's say, I happen to have smoke inhalation and then I happen to fall sick.
Hospital bills.
Yes, hospital bills. So that one will fall under the life insurance, but nothing on the general insurance side.
I see. Okay. So you were once a volunteer fire officer. Thank you. Hats off to you. What's the most common and most easily preventable causes of house fires that you have seen?
I think plentiful. One, I would think the main ones, many people do not see the need of having a fire extinguisher at home.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you brought this up because some guy, I think he's a volunteer with SCDF or somebody.
Yeah.
Went around my block selling or asking first if I had any fire extinguishers to dispose of, and I'm like, it's a thing. And because of this, I actually bought a fire extinguisher for my house.
Nice.
I've never done that in my life.
Okay.
And I think it's great that people are doing this to raise awareness. So yes, please continue. I'm so glad that you brought this up.
Yeah, but generally, just have one or two extinguishers at home, because fires are usually accidental, unless you're talking about arson, right?
Yes.
Then suddenly it's a whole fire. Then one small extinguisher cannot help. But if let's say it's a kitchen fire or socket fire, generally your fire extinguisher should do the job.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one, having extinguishers at home. Then I would guess now with homes, depending on the size, then if the house is too small but they got too many items, then it raises question marks.
Yeah.
Then of course the third one would be your sockets. How many sockets do you have?
Yeah.
So in this case, you guys can look into your nearest socket. Oh, how many is plugged into one socket?
Yeah.
If it's too much, then we're asking for it, right?
Okay, so for listeners who want to be financially prepared for any unforeseen disaster, not just the fire, it can be anything, right? I've had my ceiling leak before, for example, right? What are the top 3 things that they should do right now to safeguard their financial well-being from these kinds of home disasters?
Right. Okay, so in this case, for the listeners, I'm guessing if you guys have a car, I would guess the first conversation would be get your insurance first before you can get the car. So in this case, for the contents of your house, or so at least for HDB, they have put it mandatory that you have to get this insurance before you can get the house. Similarly for your private houses, right? I would guess in this case, to financially prepare yourself, just allow yourself to be exposed to awareness of the being educated of, because you buy this, you have to buy this. So in this case, for the people that I know, they bought a fire contents insurance because they received a call from the bank to get them this particular product.
Right.
So in this case, if anybody perhaps show you a product in your face, I mean, yes, it might sound product selling and product pushing, but in this case, just ask yourself, hey, why is this person selling me this product?
Okay.
Usually that's a trigger to it, right?
Right.
And so that's in the area of awareness. Because if let's say, if I were to sum it up, means you can afford insurance, you should afford insurance.
Right.
But generally, people will always think insurance is for the rich. But the insurance is to prevent yourself from being poorer, I would guess.
Yes, in a way of speaking, in a manner of speaking. So, how many people in your family and friends are you going to get to sign up to home contents insurance?
Let me see. Let me look at contact.
It's going to be a long list, isn't it? Okay, you don't have to worry about me because I have home contents insurance, which is why I'm glad that we were able to get you on this podcast to talk about this. We really hope that more homeowners think about home contents insurance as well. The spate of fires we've seen is really no joke. Here's to, like you said, better protecting your finances, because you don't want to end up poorer from not buying the right kind of insurance. Thank you so much, Imran, for being on the show.
Most welcome.
If you have any questions, comments for Imran or myself, just leave us a message wherever you find us. Money Talks is available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, as well as Me Listen. Rate us where you find us. And as always, credits to the team: Tiffany Ang, Junaini Johari, Nat Fetalvero, Sayo Wind, Joanne Chan, Hanida Amin. I'm Andrea Heng, signing off for the Money Talks podcast.